Hi guys, this is Joseph Evans, author of the Secretary Sequence of books, and also The Phoenix Prophecy, The Ember Effect, Soulbound, and The Secret of Rain on Episode Interactive. So welcome to my very first episode tutorial. Now, I did film a Start Here tutorial. It's close to around a year ago now, I think. But the problem is that in the time between me filming that video and now, episode has changed slightly. So this is a new version of the original Start Here tutorial with all of the new things included, including the new ink art style. So you're in the right place. Now, I'm not going to waste any more of your time talking about things like that. I'm just going to get straight into it and show you how to begin. So the first thing you're going to want to do is click on this big massive new story button here, and it's going to ask you for your story's name. Now, I would recommend settling on a story name at this point. You're not going to want to kind of like choose a name and then change your minds halfway through directing the story. And the reason for that is that once you type the story's name in here, you will be given a permanent URL address for your story, and it's going to have this name that you choose here in the URL address bar. So make sure you've settled on a name at this very first stage. So I'm just going to go ahead and put Joe's ink tutorial to differentiate it between this one and my original one. So Joe's ink tutorial, and just click create. And as you can see there, it's come up in the address bar, and that will be there for good. So it gives you a little bit of a pointer here as to what to do first, and it wants me to create some characters. So let's click on characters, and you will be given this option, which is one of the new features. So choose your character style. So try our new ink style to get all of this stuff here. Now, here's the drop-down menu. You can choose between Episode Ink, which is this art style here, or Episode Classic, which is the style that was defaulted to everybody in the beginning, and the style that is used in my original video called Episode Start Here. So this new tutorial is going to focus on Episode Ink, because that is the main art style of the moment. If you do want to use the Episode Classic art style, I would recommend clicking this and then closing this video down and loading up my original tutorial, which you can find in my channel somewhere. So anyway, let's keep this on Episode Ink and click on use this style. Okay, so the first thing we're presented with here is a load of kind of preset kind of character models, and you can use these as a kind of base for any of your custom characters. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to create some characters from my novels, The Secretary Sequence, and the main character I'm going to use and create is Loka Thumbsuckle. So let's just type in Loka here. Now, you can type this in either uppercase or lowercase, but it will automatically change it to uppercase if you type it in lowercase, so you may as well just write it in uppercase anyway. So we can either use this drop-down menu here to pick a character, or we can just go ahead and actually click on their picture here. So I think for Loka, the closest to what I imagine her to look like would probably be this Jen character. So let's just click on her, and as you can see, she's loaded up there, and let's click create and save. And now we can go and customize her. So first things first, what you're going to notice is that any new character that you create is going to have these very strange lines underneath their eyes, around their neck and around their stomach, and it's kind of strange. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's some kind of glitch, but basically just completely ignore it because it's not going to show up in your actual script. So anyway, Here we go. First of all, we have display name, which you can leave as is for now. There are reasons to change this, but they're quite complex and there's really no need to do that at the moment. So leave the display name as is. The outfit, I mean, we don't actually have any other outfits. We don't actually have any other outfits to choose from here at the moment because we haven't created any yet. So you can just go ahead and leave that at local default. The first thing we're going to want to change then is our character's hair. So I've always imagined Loka to have very punky looking hair. And in the first book of the Sakura sequence, she shaves half of her head. And I know that there is a hairstyle in here somewhere where the character has a half shaved head. So where is it? Here we go, Rebel half shaved hairstyle. And I think that pop pink would be perfect for Loka. So let's go ahead and click on that one and see what that looks like. Yeah, it's a little bit more kind of voluminous. Is that the word? Like voluminous. Like it's too much volume for what I imagine, but it's probably the closest to what Loka's hair would be like. So I'm going to keep that one. And next we can choose the shape of Loka's face. So soft hat is quite a nice kind of middle of the road one to choose. The others I do find to be a little bit kind of more masculine for the female characters. Like if we look at this defined heart one, it's quite a strong jawline, which I don't think fits. I mean, obviously it would be great for particular characters, but in this instance, I don't think that's the one for Loka. So actually, I think the round facial shape is probably the best and what I imagine Loka to be like. Eyebrows, there's a few to choose from here. I'm going to go with smooth arch, I think. And the eyes, I'm going to change, I think, to upturned luxe, but she's going to keep her brown colour. Just have a look at that. It just makes them a little bit wider. So yeah, upturned luxe. Nose, soft natural, that's a good one. But I think I'm going to change that to celestial. Let's have a look. Actually, no, I'm going to change it to elven. Yeah, it gives it a little bit more of a point. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Mouth, classic rose. Now, I feel like Loka would have had probably, I don't know why, but I've always imagined her to not wear that much lipstick, even though she has kind of bright hair. So let's click on a classic olive, because that's the colour of her skin. So it should look like she's wearing no lipstick. Brilliant. And I think that's it. Let's go on save changes. Now obviously here, body, we can change the colour of the skin if we like, but I think olive skin is about right for Loka. So save changes. Great stuff. We have our first character. Okay, now let's go to outfits and choose our very first outfit for our very first character. So as you can see here, we have a few items already loaded. So what we're going to want to do is just kind of remove these, unless you want to keep any, of course. But I don't in this situation. So let's take these away. And you don't have to wait for them to load each time, really. Just keep clicking and it'll remove them all. There we go, and you can see that we've gone back to the kind of default model. You do have some options here. You can change the skin tone of this this model here. So if you're trying to dress a character that has darker skin or lighter skin, you can change this model here to kind of more accurately represent what it would look like on your character. For some reason, you can't actually have your particular character standing here trying on the clothes. I think that would be a great feature in the future. So hopefully we'll get that at some point. But at the time being, we only have the kind of a specific default female character or a specific default male character. in this space here. And you can choose the background color as well. So let's say if we chose red, I'll show you what that looks like. There we go. Might be useful in some situations. For now, I'm just going to leave that at white, I think. Brilliant. So as you can see here, if we scroll down, there is plenty of clothing options to choose from. There's actually so much, it's probably a little bit daunting. So what you're going to want to do is go to this tag drop down menu here, and it will give you some options like hats or jackets or jewelry. So let's click on pants. Let's give it some pants first. Now I think Loka would probably wear something like black leggings, so something that looks like these tight tights black here. So click on that and it'll say added tight tights black. If we scroll up, we can see that our model is now wearing them. So let's also give her some kind of top, like a shirt. So some smartish shirts, some more casual ones, and I think that Loka would probably be wearing something like this hipster shirt. So let's go ahead and click on that, and that's been added. Go up and have a look. Perfect. So let's just give her some shoes to complete the outfit. Now I think the skater girl sneakers would be perfect for Loka. And there we go. So let's click on save. And that has changed Loka's default outfit. Now your character will automatically wear your character's default outfit unless you specifically tell the script to change them into another one. So we can go into that in further detail in another video, but for now that's all you need to do to change that very first outfit that you want them to wear. Now what I'm going to need to do for this video is create another character for Loka to interact with, but it's probably going to be a bit tedious for you to watch because I've already shown you how to do all that. So I'm just going to do that right now, and I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to watch it all. So with a little bit of magic, we will have Mr. Tinkbinko. There he is, Mr. Tinkbinko, who is another one of my characters from the secretary sequence. So let's go back to the script. So you want to click on this button right here. And you want to click on new episode. So the first thing you're going to be presented with here is this little thing here which says to be continued, and you're going to want to keep that because it's going to be a little outro to each of your episodes. So what I usually do, first thing I do is copy these few lines and go down a couple and paste them. And the reason I do that is because I'm also going to want some kind of intro, so we can just change this here to something like episode 1 hyphen the tutorial begins. Excuse the missing space there. Episode 1, the tutorial begins. And what that's going to do is it's going to just have a black background, which is what this is here in Black Knight. And then the narrator is going to say episode 1, the tutorial begins. And when I mean that, when I say the narrator, what I mean is that a text box will appear with no character's name assigned to it. It's just going to be not a speech bubble, but more of a kind of an informational bubble, if you like. So the next thing we're going to want to do is have an actual backdrop for our characters to interact on. So go up to this here, which says Art Catalog, and right click or control click if you're on a Mac, and click on open link in new tab, and that will bring up all of these here in a new tab or a new window. I wouldn't recommend left clicking on it because that will close this screen here, which you want to keep open. So just go over to this extra tab and you'll see all of the available backgrounds that the episode team have provided for us. And there's some fantastic, beautiful looking ones here. Now, you do have the option to use your own custom backgrounds, but that's a way more advanced feature, and I'm not going to go into it here and now. I think if you are just starting out, it is definitely best to just stick to the pre-made ones here, because there are plenty of them, and they are quite brilliant. So I think I'm going to use one called Hydrangea Lane, which is just kind of like a here we go, like a suburban house. And the way to insert this into your script is not by clicking on it, actually. If you click on it, all it'll do is it will maximize it, and you can see the thing in a full screen. The way to insert this background into your script is to actually highlight the name, copy it, then go back to your script and paste it in there. Or of course you could just type it out, but it's easier to copy and paste. Now, anything that happens underneath this line here will happen on that background within that scene. So let's have Loka enter this scene and stand somewhere. Now, the way to do this is to write at Loka in all capitals, and the reason we need the at symbol before it is because that tells the script that it's some kind of directing command. This isn't dialogue, and this isn't somebody talking. So at Loka enters from left. Now what this does is it makes Loka simply enter from the left hand side of the screen. And we're going to want Loka to stand in a particular spot after entering the screen. Now there are a few we can choose from. There's screen left, up screen left, screen center, up screen right, and screen right. Now I will go into these in more detail in another video called placing characters, but I'm not going to do that now because we don't want to get bogged down in things. So I'm going to choose screen left for now. So what I want to write is to screen left. So Loka enters from left to screen left. Yeah, that's right. Now this is where a lot of people get confused, and this is where a load of errors pop up if you don't get this wording exact. So take just a moment to study this and the wording of it. So it's at Loka enters from left to screen left. What a lot of people do by mistake is they will write something like at Loka enters from the left or the left to screen left, and that will completely ruin it and give you an error, and you won't be able to publish it, you won't be able to test it or anything like that. So make sure you do not have the word there in there anywhere. And also another common mistake that people make is they write at Loka enters from screen left to screen left, or at Loka enters from screen left to left, or something like that. So they get the kind of order wrong, and again that will completely destroy it, and it will not work at all. So it has to be really exact. So just make sure you study this very closely to see in which order these words go. So now that we have that, I'm going to have Tank enter from the other side of the screen. So let's put at Tank enters from right to screen right. And I think I'm going to have Tank running into the scene instead of walking. And to do this, you can write something like and Tank is run _ athletic. Now, this run athletic animation I found just over here in this little bit. So if you click on the plus sign next to any character's name, it will give you a list of all of their available animations that you can use. And let's just find this one. Run athletic is listed there. Now, if I click on this little eye symbol, it will give me a preview of that. So let's go ahead and do that. And as we can see, that's Tank running there. There is run jog as well, which is a slightly slower run. But in this little scene, I think I'm going to have him running fast. So we can close that with this little blue X. And this word "and" here doesn't actually have to be capitalized, but out of personal preference, I usually do capitalize it because I think it just, for me, makes it a little bit clearer that I'm kind of joining two things in the same sentence. So anyway, yeah, that's just a little bit of kind of useless information. You can either have that capitalized or not capitalized. It's one of the rare things in episode that actually is optional. Anyway, let's carry on. So the first thing we're going to want to do is have Loka saying something to Tenk. So let's write Loka, and then underneath put the words "Hey Tenk." Now, because we do not have an @ symbol in front of the character's name, this means that this is dialogue and it's not a kind of directing command. So we've just got the character's name in all capital letters. Make sure they're always all in capital letters like this. The only time the character's name should not be in capital letters is something like this, where the character is speaking their name. So Loka's going to say "Hey Tenk," and while she says it, we want her to perform some kind of talking animation. So to do this, let's go over to the right hand side here and find the available animations to us. So let's scroll down, and there's a load of talking ones here. And there is a nice one which is called Talk Greet. Let's just have a quick look at it. So she does a little wave while she talks, and that's perfect. Now to add that in here, we're going to want to put a space next to the character's name, open up a normal curved bracket, and then you can either click on this animation's name here, or you can just type it in. So let's go ahead and click on it. So Talk Greet appears in your script, and then just close that bracket, and that's all we need to do. So let's have Tenk respond to her. So he's going to say, "Whoa, Loka," as if he's surprised to see her. And then he's going to say something like, "What are you doing here?" So let's just add in some animations for him as well. Let's have a look what we have available. If we scroll down again, you can see that these are the ones available to Tenk. So there is one called Talk Startled, which I think would be appropriate for this particular line of dialogue. Brilliant. So Talk Startled. Like I said, you can either click on it or type it in. And you're going to want to, for each line of dialogue here, you can, if you want, just have them going in a row like this, but realistically, you should probably have a different animation for each line that they say. You can sometimes get away with having one animation for 2 lines of dialogue, especially if the first line is very short, like this is. But I think it's always best practice to have a different animation for every single line that a character speaks. It just looks more professional, basically. So you need to write the character's name in there again. Open up a curly bracket. Sorry, it's not a curly bracket, it's a normal bracket. And let's put another animation in. So what are you doing here is a question. And for questions, I like to usually use the Talk Shrug animation. Let's just have a quick look. Great stuff. So Talk Shrug. And then we're going to have Loka say something like, "I've come here to challenge you to a friction duel." And add in an animation for that as well. I think we want Loka to look kind of confrontational in this one. So there is a cool one called Talk Contend. So let's just have a quick look at that. Brilliant. So add that in. And Tenk's going to be a little bit of a surprise, and he's going to say, "Really?" and go back down to tanks, animations, and let's use Talk Afraid because you're kind of taken aback by this. So Talk Afraid. And then let's have Loka say something like, "You scared, bub." And I think for this we should have her having her hands on her hips. And there is one called Talk Hands on Hips here that should be just right for the occasion. Let's have a quick look. Excellent. So let's open up that bracket and add that in. There we go. "You scared, bub." And to be honest, I think that's all we really need to do to kind of begin a little scene. Let's just save this and check for errors because, typos often do happen. Luckily, I did not make any typos. So that's great. Everything should be working as intended. The only thing left for me to do now is to just show you exactly what that looks like. So what I'm going to do is load up my phone and record the footage on my phone and then add that into iMovie and just overlay it over this portal area and show you how the scene looks. I think in the original video, a lot of people got confused thinking that I was actually loading up the footage in the writer's portal itself. Unfortunately, at the moment, that's not possible. So to test your story, you do have to load up the app on your phone or tablet and click on the Create tab. And that is how you can preview your story. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now and just show you what this little sample bit looks like. Okay, so that is it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this very basic beginner's tutorial, and I hope that it's helped some of you just kind of get to grips with the very confusing nature of the scripting language itself. I will be going into more detail about kind of advanced animation techniques and choices and things like that in future videos. So make sure you click that subscribe button. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.